Notice with these daft woke folk how they decide that, once they've made a fortune, normally on the back of you and me, oh, it's the wrong thing. They feel ashamed by their own work. Yes, it should be re-looked at. They simply wouldn't make it in this day and age. You get the picture, right? It's interesting to note that one of the most popular films of the last, say, 20, 30 years is now under scrutiny for not being woke enough. So much so that even its celebrated director has decided to come out. Can you imagine? And attack his own work. Unbelievable as ever. Let me explain. Hi, good morning. Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. It's Christmas time, isn't it? It's the sort of time of year that we all like to watch certain films that we've always loved. We know them backwards. Things like The Wizard of Oz always pops up on TV, but you always give it another look. It's a warm, fuzzy film that you kind of think, yes, love this particular movie. And there are so many. I'd love to know what your favourite ones are that pop up every now and again. I'm one of these. I love all of Scotland Yard, the B films, the 1950s ones. I love looking at places and thinking, I go past there every day. That hasn't changed much. Do you do that? But this particular film, it was a huge hit. I remember going to the premiere, in fact, and covering it. We're talking, of course, about Love Actually, which stars the celebrated actor Hugh Grant. And now, basically, it's been torn to shreds for not being woke enough. Too white, no black people in it. Everybody's straight. Apparently, the person who was chasing this particular lady was seen as unwoke and all this sort of stuff. They even had a debate about it on a very little watched TV show over here, basically saying it had red flags and should come with warnings. Can you imagine if they'd have done that way back with Boris Karloff and Frankenstein and Fay Ray screaming from the rafters? Do you know what I'm saying? Ridiculous, isn't it? You just couldn't make this stuff up. But now, as I say, the multi-millionaire Richard Curtis, who's enjoyed celebrated success with more or less the same film format during his career, has now basically said, yes, he wouldn't make this movie in the same vein today because obviously, times have moved on and it's time to have a reflection and rethink. What I like about these people, as I say, is they're very quick to jump on this bandwagon and say, oh, it's terrible, I don't know how we made it, why we did it like that then, different times. But they are literally multi-millionaires. Richard and his wife have recently just sold one of their London homes for millions of pounds. So perhaps if he feels that angst about it, why doesn't he donate so much of the millions to so many of these worthy causes that apparently now he feels rightly offended by? Even Hugh Grant got in on the act saying he didn't like making the dance or the silly dance that he had to do. That is one of the pivotal parts of the film, and that, of course, is one of the reasons why the film was very successful. Again, you, nice bloke, very political, should shut up and just get on with playing himself, as he does in many films. And I say that with love, obviously. But it's refreshing, isn't it, to see these people now, as I say, looking at their work from 20 years ago and saying, I wouldn't do that and we shouldn't be doing that and all that sort of stuff. That's the whole point of history. It evolves, it moves on. And obviously there are certain things. You couldn't have the Knights of the Round Table now, could you? It's just ridiculous. So to say in public that you are now, well, disenchanted with your own work and you're not quite sure about whether you should celebrate it or not, even though this is a film loved still today by millions of people and watched many times on TV, if you're really that upset, as I say, Mr. Curtis, feel free to donate to all of these people that you feel you may have offended. And while you're at it, you could donate something to me too. Why not? I could easily be offended. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.